divide us, blinding us to the strength we share when we stand as one. We must understand that the true essence of being Nigerian isn't found in your tribe, but in your strength where they come from. Whether you are Tiv, Kanuri, Egba, Ibibio, Esan, Ijo, Urobo, Igbo, Fulani, Yoruba, or from any of our beautiful ethnic groups, always remember that we are stronger together. Let's drop the bias, silence, and hate and lift each other up. Let unity reign. Let love lead. Let Nigeria rise. Say no to tribalism.
Keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle to stay alive. One love, keep us together.
Between October 2024 and January 2025, more than 265 lives have been lost to fuel tanker explosions in Nigeria. Guess what? Twice of that number have perished in the last 2 years. In more than half a decade, tragedy had feasted on many human bodies in many Nigerian states in their countless attempts to scoop fuel from overturned tankers. Ask yourself, is it worth the risk? The answer is a resounding no. Scooping fuel from an overturned petrol tanker is not just risky, it is downright suicidal. Petrol, diesel, kerosene, and gas are highly fire. You see an overturned tanker of people attempting to scoop fuel, flee immediately or alert the relevant authorities to secure the area and prevent a potential explosion. It is better to stay alive for your loved ones who depend on you than any way being otherwise.
98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
To you, welcome to the edition of the show for the month of August. I especially welcome you. Happy new month to you. Happy end of the year. And one of the things I find the most interesting is the pace at which this year is moving. I don't know. Maybe the year is also looking new year, new me, new year. And welcome to the Situation Room live from Milan 98.3 FM. Wow. The former governors, deputy speaker, also like 10 Fridays now. We've had one or two. It was a very healthy position for councillors. And of course, big shout out to Rethinking Cities Initiative, Mr. Dījà election on the 12th of July, by the way. I heard of a couple that already fixed their wedding, paid for her, did everything. They didn't even know there was local government election. So we're also still going to be focusing on local government today. But it's maybe a local government autonomy. We'll talk about issues of, the control of local government. Who controls the local government? The February 2024 Supreme Court judgment that gives absolute autonomy to the local government, does he exactly was a vice chairman before she became the chairman, also aspired to. So I have Barrister Uil̀ᴜᴜᴇʀsᴛ live with me in the studio, the immediate past chairman of Onigbongbo Local Council Development Area. The last time she was reps member representing. So I started digging about it and I found out that it's not like girlfriend of your girlfriend. It's like a mobilizer, anyone that stands to help to the people. According to how the setup of a governor can serve for 8 years and you will not see him, president, anybody. But as a local chairman, it is expected that you should be accessible, available. Let's talk to us about what it was like while you were vice chairman and then while you became the chairman. And I know that you're one of the most vocal members of in the media and all. Talk to us about it and what were the high moments and the low moments for you?
I wasn't completely unprepared because, I'd been a vice chairman for going on 4 years. but it was a shock at that moment. It's not what people think when you're sitting on the out. Your decisions or lack of decisions affect more than things that are going down at your organization. But if you fail in public office, you are failing an entire community. You step up, you wake up each day knowing that you're supposed to go in. So my responsibility then, my mindset then was, okay, I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to do. I had the different departments have to have something to show for my stewardship, because I contested for chairman in 2021. So it was like an exam before an exam for me. Because, at the end of the day, they say, okay, you have been to contest again. You had this. What did you do with the seat? You didn't do anything. So, it's like, in court, they say the onus is on the prosecution to prove that the other person is. My high points were the moments where, we successfully had foundations and platforms to engage with the community. The picture paints it, and so also governance is not as harsh and cold as media and culture paints it. I assumed it would be difficult meeting people and actually sitting across the nation, and people sitting down together. You actually want to make things work for each other. I got to discover that people want to work with the government once the government is willing to open its arms, their CDAs, and I was like, I saw passion in people. Okay, this is what we do in our own community. This is when we need for their. We had so many, different novel ideas, and people were always, feeling their sense of achievement within the organization. When didn't, and they still don't. Many reasons that they're angry, so many reasons don't want to support you. But the truth that's okay. They felt I had risen too quickly in politics. So it's kind of like, I'm older than her. I'm working. So pushing against those mindsets, and you have to be harsher in things at the same time properly, and you only have 24 hours in a day. If you are using all your time to fight battles, you are discussing this, that's why administration and governance is suffering, because you are too fighting the women council. So when you are fighting from morning to night, there's backbiting, you will get nothing done. Trust me, your focus is not on improving lives and putting your best forward. Move aside though, but you have to understand how to balance and differentiate between politics and governance and balance it.
Thank you. I just needed to bring that out. I figured out that how important is grassroots development to democratic dividends in Nigeria? Because when people talk about dividends of democracy, it's majorly sometimes about it's not so good. Oh, this one is this one is that. Grassroots development is key. And LCDA, how important is the issue of grassroots development to providing dividends of democracy to the people?
I think grassroots, if your grassroots, your smallest nuclear unit is not well taken care of, the rest of it is just like being an iron. It's not just a slogan. It's not just a token. It's actually something that should be priority, top. Because from your grassroots development in each state, each place, each locality of any country, if your grassroots is really not developed, you don't have investors coming in and taking your resources and taking them out, and you're not really making anything from that. You're not really growing from that. So any nation, I round it up to mean a good quality of life. And that is why we have governments. If you trace the history of people going to have governments, going to have lords, going to have, kings, they're coming to you because they think, okay, we can't do this. We are putting our trust and our faith in you to lead us as a unit in ways that would have a better quality underlining reason for any kind of government.
So when we break it down a bit, people always wonder if the impact is really felt at the local government. You must have had one party chairman somewhere, trying to dictate what comes from the local government, and then how much of such politicking do you think affects the development of local government? And this is what I mean. because as a local government chairman, you are pretty much more accessible than a governor. So a lot of the roof of one primary school came off during rain. Call chairman, this and that. Call chairman.
That one of the first things and there are different people who head departments.
Those departments.
I don't want to be seen as the be all and end all and have all. Sometimes when people come to my office, I ask them what they want and then direct them to the appropriate persons. It's when you want to, there are different places. Make yourselves known. Have a chart. So one of my plans when I was contesting again for have a proper. So I'm left to think of what I'm supposed to think of and do, because honestly, if you're calling me for drainage, I want to take all the glory. That's why people are the roof of a school has blown off. Why should anybody be calling me for that? That in each ward, aside from the function of acting as checks and balance for the local government, coming up with the bylaws, but the council, somebody that should live in your ward. That's why I keep impressing on people, know who your representatives are at grassroots level. So I mean, if the school roof has blown off, for example, someone should, if you can't reach the supervisor for works, but you should have a supervisor you are calling. Then there should be interrelatability. Okay, if I'm a supervisor for something else and there's a roof that's blown off, I should know, my colleague is the one. No, you speak to the head of that department, the civil service head of that department. They do the inspection, call the engineer. So what I'm expecting at the end of the day, don't have meetings with the HOD. Okay, no, they can't fix it without me. Mm-hmm. So I have one person coming to tell me, there's an emergency. That's within the council organization, the council structure. Okay, who's going to fix it? Do I need to oversee it? It's also me weighing my responsibilities and priorities and which tasks are important. I should have enough faith in the team I have in the local to prove that. That should just be my own contribution to, because it's a minute problem. When there are bigger things I should be focusing on. So if everybody plays their parts, we'll have our dividends spread properly. So I really, really try to chairman, because I'm like, okay, why are you coming to me? Why are you here? Why are you coming to me? Go and meet them first. Stop coming to me with problems. If you have a problem solution, then come and we'll discuss it. And of course, I would that's how it should be done. That way, 1 million people are not calling my phone. And I don't walk into my auntie room and
tell people are waiting.
I'm a very chairman.
Big one. When that judgment was given for absolute autonomy,
it will actually come to because we've had autonomy. Is it actually? And I told you that if anybody can do it, our president can. If he says he would do it, I'm going to see. When I was coming back, I said, I'm going to tell. Can you remember I said we didn't think it would happen, and it happened. We were able to do it.
So now that's the question. Genuinely autonomous are local government chairmen
within Lagos State. We're allowed to do our jobs within the Lagos State structure. I really still can't talk for other states because that's hearsay. But we're allowed to work. So the local government the local government unit is actually tidying up to stand and work on its own. And as it is, the box now really, really completely stops with any chairman. With the chairman. So now, but now it's total. So once that bill comes to effect and becomes law, every box stops with the chairman, with stakeholders, and we came up with our budget for the year 2025 independently. There was no state official coming to say, this is what you're going to do, or that. And I was able to work without approval. And we're able to, and those approvals, we don't have to go and kneel down and beg anybody or someone's heck. And I was able to do whatever we wrote for approvals for. We got our work approved. We were able to do.
Okay. We'll still come back to this conversation. So let's get a bit personal. You aspired you got the highest, 89, out of the 5 people that were cleared to contest the primaries of the APC. I mean, yeah.
The politics went wrong. Let me put it that way. Like I mentioned earlier, there are many things I will not say on here, but I'm going to put it at that.
So the gender card played against.
There's mindset, there's orientation. Onigbongbo is a place where there are indigents, that people have lived there for years. There was a time they were trying to reinvent my origin while I'm still alive. You know, they're trying to change my origin story at that point. So I was now, it sounds weird for them to actually come and say because it's a woman. My mom's from Ikorodu. It was but now I've seen some certain trends that actually would call for a woman. That's why people gathered to fight her on the Omodilu for irrespective. And I will, you know, obviously, I'm working different from how they are used to. I'm breaking the traditional. So I guess, you know, human beings.
It's true how you're trying to, you know, just pick it up on the surface so that, and I totally understand. But within the period you were there, can you just take us through some of the things? Because, you know, time I was fix something in Kenya and I was coming, I was telling my colleague that that person is my friend. He said, you know the chairman? Yeah, she's my friend. I see it's the jam thing, WAEC thing, run, you know, and hold the office. What were the things you did? What was the thing?
In several projects, infrastructure progress station. We completed a new legislative building at the local government. Two was bridging the trust gap between people to any successful kind of government. Because honestly, you haven't, and they tell you, oh, we need this, we need that. So, and one of the things I quickly learned was that the reward for working hard was more hard work. Because you'd finish something in common. Then it was also nice getting to meet these people. Because I couldn't safely say I can work in any of my communities. And I used to do it. I'd go if there's a project and they're giving me help. I'd walk, I'd see, I'd greet, I'd say hi, you know. And I care, but it's not such a huge thing for whoever the governor is. But they really do care about who their mayor is. So I wanted to build that. This is what we do. This is the thing, because governments do work. But the thing is that we don't know how to reach our people. So we're doing the same thing in the same, and we have to be the ones to make sure. So we had to open the door. So those, and I used to say, look, if you go and your committee has one interest or the other with you, you don't have to go and beg them to vote for you. It's not during election time. Start knocking with flyer, with rice, Gary, and begging. You don't have, because they know they have an interest here. There are several new community engagements programs we embarked on then. One of which was the Onigbongbo raffle draw. That was very fun.
Let's just go.
Let's just one free one wall. Okay, perhaps this is real. Perhaps we can work together. Breaking down where is the month of love. So we just drove around. Because some people say we don't see them until election time. So we had gifts from Honeywell. Came out there. I know we just made ourselves known. That's also breaking down another wall. Establishing relationships and that community, which we did. We did that so successfully. Because we've done your roads. You can do your road and then remain nameless and faceless. And they still don't know you. But come out to the community. Speak to them. People just want to they want to know they are seen, they're heard, and they matter.
And that's not too much to ask for.
It's not.
So within that period, primaries, because everyone knows how it works. Significantly, once you pick the ticket of the party in power, you can almost be rest assured. There were, I think, 376 councillorship wards, 375 went to the APC. The only one that went to the PDP in Yaba, the guy was denied ticket in APC, went to PDP, and he won the party in the primaries. Because I knew there was some protests, there was some media engagement after the primaries of the APC. Did you feel disappointed?
Of course, I wouldn't come here and lie and say, oh, I didn't. Of course I cared. If I didn't count, I've worked so much and sacrificed my time and energy for within that short time. I won't have put that much energy. I know that being said, of course I was upset. So I found that, board for something else.
Bigger.
So looking back, and I know I managed that time very well. I mean, our end of tenure, I called my friend and said, why? Let's celebrate ourselves and be extremely happy and thankful to God that we finished, and we finished well. So My faith is greater than my hurt. So I can
Maybe bigger political, aspirations you want to say?
definitely, some people say, oh, that's not the way they do Niger politics. I say, okay, I might be too
Maybe you are too liberal for the
liberal
kind of politics.
so people say,
Okay. We're streaming live. We have a new Facebook platform, by the way. So it is Mainland FM with the sound of Lagos attached with it. And I've been speaking with the immediate past chairman of Uණɪᴅᴇ. Look at, I say it's not easy to be barrister. It be easy, go runner. Thank you very much. Well, you can also join the conversation, but let's open things up a little bit. The Women African Cup of Nations, and somebody just popped up with a conversation that even the Tigress, our women basketball team, are also through to the semi-final of their own. And if they win this weekend, they'll be the first nation to win 5 times on the bounce. Opening the window up more for more women in politics will make things better. I probably wouldn't have asked you this question if the card of gender was not played on you. But we've seen people that have also earned the right to be in that office and they were still denied regardless. Do you think, our society can be better managed if we allow more women to be at the team?
I'm not going to say all women are perfect, but when you have a good woman, she's going to supersede plier and a nurturer. So you see, the community or the post you give that person becomes there out there.
Okay, so you feel if we allow more women to get on board, we'll make it a bit better, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so I will take the challenge. It's local government involvement and engagement, and this is why. The build up to this last local government for candidates around, just come around, come talk to us, let's see what you have to offer, and all of that. And one thing I noticed all through that period was that, I had the PDP, just a few of them, but everywhere you turn to, it's almost like it's one way. How much do you think that had affected politics at the local level? Where because I know that there were a lot of people that protested after the primaries of the APC in Lagos. We went to cover the protest. We saw it in newspapers. We saw it everywhere. Some people were even calling out and all of that. How do you think
to dispel the notion of Bsoʀʟ? Because there was and I tell people that, look, a lot of things that the president doesn't know, he puts it in trust governments. You are dealing with global issues and national issues. So you can't expect him to. So the party, there are individuals that take advantage of some privileges that they have. They misuse their privileges, and so they'll just keep quiet and lock up as long as their interests are supported. So it's not a thing that happened in one day or a year or 2 years or 3 years. So it's a trend which has now brought us to where we are today. In people. Prior to the primaries, there was a delegation that went to see him in Abuja, and he said something. He said, "Let the son of a nobody become somebody." So would someone who says that now somebody become somebody? You all know that the president, you can't grow if it's the same people rotating and saying it benefit anybody in the long run. Even people that feel their interests are being protected out of it, They say politics is dirty, and there are different ways of playing the politics, and different people.
Just look at your expression.
different people just play experience, and
you see, now that the chairman have been sworn in, everything has gone on. What would you be about? I mean, I know that you're doing a lot. You're involved stuff you are up to, but would you still be actively on the space?
Oh, definitely, I'll be actively on the space. If you are it surpasses a title. So if you are passionate about the people that have been put in your charge, okay. When Uණɪᴅᴇ was put up for another election, then you're not a leader.
So quickly, we'll open the phone lines. We'll start picking calls because the phone lines have been buzzed. But Let's quickly talk about politics generally. Let's talk about the coalition. I know for one that your involvement in politics. Coalition seems to be, the talk of town right now, ahead of the 2027 election. What do you make of the coming together of the people making up the coalition? And as a member of as it stands right now, is to wrestle power from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, there are local governments that...
Personally, I don't. I see it was between city human being. It just shows you do not have a mission, you don't have a plan, there's no be off. Okay. Oh yeah, you've unseated the president.
What next?
Everybody there wants to be president. What's next? You have no plan. Come together. You come together for a negative they have a particular target. Maybe want to increase the GDP of Nigeria, or want to make Nigeria, a global force or number one in XYZ. That's a goal.
Is enough to drive you. It's enough
to drive you. So you know how to compromise, you know how to come back together because you have a sensible common goal. Everybody that wants to unseat the president and wants to become president, so how do you want to do it? So you have a lot of shuffling. So for me, when I said, wow, all right. When they are
104 turnout was really poor at the poll. There were polling units we go to that only of Onigbungo local government, barrister Uilᴅᴇ, and then she told us about her time in office. As short, but it looks really eventful. It's politics, and they say if you want to eat hard, you have to lock the door. I don't know how they said that, but let's pick some calls. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening. I like with the woman they talk. Even the man that is this thing before, I know him very well. Even live where I'm working. The man that that man before that one. So what thing I want to tell the woman is that there's no give chance to all those people that they take them granted. I don't really like the way they take woman granted in this our country. There's other countries that say woman can be a president. And I want to ask one question is that why is it that anywhere in this our country, any state that party go play the seat? Why is it like that? So I want to answer me that question. Thank you.
Okay.
Not in 2 years' time, local government elections are coming.
It starts.
Let us start. This is what we're doing. And we didn't. There's no energy. So we cannot take our own energy and go and give it to another person to work.
I can't tell you how to work against me.
I can't tell you. So it's not about if you mentioned it here, local government, but have you tried though? And okay, you've tried this time. You're dynamic. If you are really set on your goal, I mean, I wanted to use an example. Let me not. But there are some people that they're like 4 years tonic in presidency, in governorship.
It's walk up.
So it's walk up for them.
Hello.
Please, I want to encourage you, my sister. From your voice, I am not seeing you, but from your voice and the way you sound, you look younger. I'm encouraging the younger ones like us. Let us be consistent.
Yes.
This one, as you have said, this is preparing you for a higher level. Let us be more open. You see, there is one thing that has been happening, and it is the problem we have been having since this particular democracy started. See, so many things are covered. And when you came into a place, like you're saying, so many people around that APC are making things difficult for the younger ones who are morally sound, if you believe it. Now, please, I want you will go higher, but please be more open. Let the truth come out. Say it as it is, election against you, but by the grace of God, you will still get to where you're going to. So I encourage you to be steadfast. Say the truth and let us be liberated from these shackles of this thing.
Thank you, Mr. Aisha. Thank you very much. 09136000410. Hello, good evening.
Oh, when you come to that studio last time, I think I called you too. I really appreciate you.
Yes.
Because when I said this is the first time I see, they can only give you advice. Because if you look at that land regime, 80% of them, they can't even speak English. They can't, for me, well educated, I don't think they can give it up because you will not be still. Nobody can maneuver you. So that's I told you that when you come. Well, I'm happy that the only area, but for me, I'm okay with you. I know the way you talk, you try to do things But people like you, they can't give you because you know your onion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. Let me pen the calls a little. Let me pick some. You're live on Mainland FM. You're welcome to the Situation Room.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm so glad that you are back. I was so scared. I wanted to listen to my program on Sunday night. 6 to 8. You would say the truth, and they will be on my mind that maybe they'll shut down your station.
No. I'm sure that everyone listening to us now, you can feel the need for us to have gone on those 2 days break. So, and I'm also glad we're back, and I'm glad for everyone that reached out while we're off air as well. Mr. Gege Joshua, you're welcome. Hello.
I speak good English. And you are there, you are quiet. Why are you quiet? For anybody to come to a national radio and say we cannot even speak
Mr. Gege Joshua, so they should respond. Exactly.
And Prof, you refuse to address this issue. They came to a national.
Don't make that a big deal. It was so let me just pick in a couple of more.
Hello.
Prince Wise. We are with you.
Yeah, I don't wait for you.
Oh, yeah.
That good
job.
I wish.
How are you?
Fine.
You are the former local government chairman. You smoke. The way I hear about you, you are very hard working. You left office now. The way that you know you very well, your life, and Mr. Sport.
I'm with you, Prince Wise.
I really appreciate you. You have been a lot of people to the studio. Even though I said one thing that gladdened my heart. Those who want to take over from Baba Tinubu, they should ready to take over, but they should promise in Nigeria what they want to do for Nigeria. That is the situation. If anybody want to come on board now, because as it is, Mr. Pele is taking what he's doing now. It's very hard for some people to do. Taking away the top from the ground will be brighter and brighter if they manage the situation very well. Good evening to you, Mr. Sport. More blessing for you.
Thank you very much. 0913-600-. Okay. I know this woman, the project that was commissioned somewhere that she couldn't pick the ticket of her party, but I know that just like she said, now woman matter, now he messed the thing up. I wish her success in her future endeavors. That's important part of democracy is the local government, but the local government we have in Nigeria is a choice of the governor. They choose who stays in the local government, and the people that are not loyal to them don't get a chance in the local government. I know for one that Lagos State is more calls too coming through. We've got loads of messages here, by the way, but let's pick this call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Mr.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm a retired.
Thank you.
I wasn't myself. I want to
struggling to hear you. So, for context, we were off air for 2 days, so we needed to, run some upgrade, and we didn't know it was going to take that long. And I think that moment was an eye opener for me. The number of calls we got, the number of messages we have here. Good evening, Mainland FM. The situation with local government, the chairman there does not act flooded, but look at the one of Ikeja. Everybody knows what they get, everybody knows what they want, and they know how to use it. God bless your guest, and I hope she succeeds in her future endeavor. Thank you very much. That is Ayola from Surulere. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's go straight up on this one, Mr. Gege Joshua.
Sorry, the question, this is Gege Joshua. The question is business in governance and all that. My question to our guest is that, do you think given some kind of percentage into governance? Because one, you people asking you if you really need a special law, for this kind of inclusiveness, you who are always
special law to protect women in politics.
Please hold your thoughts. We'll come back to that. Hello, Mr. Kennedy.
We continue to push our party very hard, and you can see what we do as a party, and that's why we receive so much criticism. Criticism to us as a party is a stepping local government. I continue to say it that is where everybody should really be concerned about, because that's where autonomy has been a thing that has been pushed so far this debate to make our locals and Yetunde Jimba honorables will be representing us. We have implicit confidence in them, and we know that she can lay her hands on and continue to, build and move for bigger things in future. So God bless Nigeria, my brother.
Now let's come back to the issue of the autonomy. He said something really important. I think a few months back, point of view, the use of the quality of the personnel that would hold it down at the local government level as well.
Yes, that are more attracted to than House of Assembly. But then there's always, with every pro, there's in fact, you have to really cross your eyes and dot your T's. I mean,
dot your eyes and cross your T's.
Dot your eyes and cross your T's. Most of the callers, to say that they don't want, you'd always some bands, some clusters, they might not. People are intimidated by such, but at local government level, especially with this conference 57, there are several persons that are not just educated. It's bare palon, no, not in this present cycle, especially this previous cycle where with their chambers, he is a lawyer with his own law firm, so so I don't think it's an education thing. It's not an education thing. It's not. There's nothing like that. Honorable Kolade.
Yes.
Yes, he's very well educated. There are quite a few of local government chairmen that I look up to.
I know Kosofe local government also.
That I look up to and I aspire to walk in their shoes. His Excellency, the record that he worked at ExxonMobil.
And that's a big deal.
And that's a huge deal. The GAC member in charge of Unigbobo, the Baashigo of Lagos State, Dr. Abayomi Fini, who's serious your life?
You're asking yourself?
There are people that I look, yes, I did as well as those that went ahead of me. Coming to the law for the females, to protect females, I think but there are lots of women who are competent and they are passed over because they are women. So if you have a law that protects the percentage of women seats or women who are, women in position, women who are competent and who have proven themselves, it will not be. It shouldn't be a thing of
government in local governments. Whether I would like it or not, a lot of people are not interested in local governance, and that's the fact. Prove that so that people don't feel like every complaint has to go to the national. Oh, nobody's talking about the local government chairman. Own their local governments in terms of the politics of same.
Professor, I like to correct that. It's not the local government chairman that making a lot of money. It's the
chairman.
It's the chairman
exactly.
And his team.
Who's going to give up?
I think it was one of those times when I was facilitating a class on electoral college, and your man was like to be able to relate to your local government. If not personally, you should have representation. So if you cannot go and knock on your local government personally, that's fine. Be part of your residents, your local government. Know who your ex-co are. No, you don't. If you don't want to be that involved,
at least your CD.
The barest minimum. Make sure you go. At least be involved at that level. So we feedback to the local government, and the local government will act. The budget we had for 2025, a lot of it was based on the feedback we got from the
CDAs.
So we asked people, so we're not writing a budget and allocating funds to different departments without having a clear picture of what the local government needs. So we got, but mostly it had to do with the environment and power. Transformers, they need cables, but mostly centered around the environment. So that we were able to say, okay, this is a works job. I think that's what prompted us to do them in every community. Borehole, we're listening to you, so we know what to do. So how are these CDAs coming up with what they are? Your own street association. You can, although it's not what I'd recommend.
Important, let's read more messages. This is Joshua, and he says, I would suggest that motor papers, driver license to issue motor papers. That's Joshua. Thank you very much. This one says, okay, Grandma Maggie from Ushudi says, how will they encourage more women into politics with threats to lives and property? Let me do that part of it. For the very first time, so many people are proud of a woman politician that APC had allowed to occupy higher position. Will show more interest in numbers than the men. They should be able to come together and support competent women that go in national autonomy. That is the Tᴏᴜ Notoi from Ijagemo community. Thank you very much. This is Dolakpo from Yaba, and he says, good evening. If they could play the state of origin card on a bona fide Lagosian who is a member of the party, now imagine what they would do to members of the other parties running for office. It is well with Lagos APCs. As for the coalition, looking very well. Onigbongbo is a large local government, even though it's a large LCDA. Thank you very much. Okay, more messages. Good evening, Okpe. The guest who brought today spoke like a politician, but didn't speak like a Nigerian politician. How will she be displayed? It's not even in politics alone. Even in the organized private sector, when you want to do the right things, people are always against it. I pray she succeeds. I've seen her on your Facebook streaming. I will look out for 0913600041. I've been speaking with the immediate past chairman of Uningbungbo LCDA, that is barrister Uilᴅᴇ. So let me also pick more calls to have you join us on the show.
Your chairman is talking. I want to ask your team
burial ground, okay?
Yes, and under exclusive of the local government, yes, and not meet up with the standard. How can a local government chairman have all this kind of infrastructure surrounding the local government? So if we are talking about the burial ground, it's not just because of people wishing people to die, but it's a source of income to the local government. And only going to connect is only all the only going is a settlement, all those business places. Do they have any plan toward all those kind of infrastructure in the nearest future? That's only my question that I want to ask.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the term was too short to embark on such, because if you want to have a burial ground, you have to purchase. He's listening. If he's not listening, I'll give him the feedback that there should be a burial ground and they want the market to be reconstituted. So we'll get your feedback across.
Okay. My experience with local government has been very heartwarming, especially during local government. The LG enables us to deepen democracy, understand community needs, and tailor solutions to address pressing issues, to effectively utilize areas that road repairs and infrastructures development, primary healthcare centers, school maintenance and education support, waste disposal and environmental management, feedback, enabling the people to assess and improve the services at the local government. With increased revenue, it is essential that we all participate in budgeting to develop our locality. Let's work together to make our... This one says, good evening. I enjoyed the conversation with your guest, but the truth of the matter, Senator Natasha Akpotu-Uduaghan, I look better. Hello, good evening. Ooh. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
You're welcome. I'm very good. And you?
I'm cool. God bless. The guy that said APC doesn't know how to speak English, that the woman supposed to defend APC. The way he harassed, I call that harassment. You are talking to the honorable, no respect. You are saying somebody is saying APC does not speak when you are...
Dixon is okay, Mr. Dixon. You know, I don't. Yeah, please. I don't like it. I don't like it when you pick on my callers. I understand your position, but please let's just stick to the game.
But it's going to higher ground.
Amen.
Because I can see plainly now how God will bless her going to settle her in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Mary and FM. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dixon. We have to go, unfortunately, but let's see. Let's just hear
one of your callers. I think one of your messages also said, truth is, politics is a male-dominated industry.
Sure.
So if you are coming into politics,
you must toughen up.
You know you're not going to need to. That's when you use the cliche. You have to act like a woman, but think like a man. You cannot go and act like a woman in that. One of the things people say, we didn't even know you're like this. Your face. Someone said, I sound like a politician, but I don't sound like a Nigerian politician. That you have to have your own way of doing things. You cannot just say, like we took the office of chairman. A good number of people assumed that I'd be a pushover, that they'd be able to say, I go to the left and go to the right, and I would. And it came as a huge, rude shock to people. Not you that's going to tell me what I'm going to do. Make up your mind on what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and what you wouldn't do. That's almost as important as what you want to do. Just know what you wouldn't do. And stick to it. There's always going to be challenges, whether you are a pushover or...
Politics should learn their place through grit and hard work, not mere nomination. Power isn't handed over on a silver platter. It demands dedication and perseverance. The women who's risen to the presidency today did so through the spirit and determination. Thank you very much. This one says, how would the people embrace local government when it is mere appointment? Most of the local government chairmen are loyal boys to the governor. The autonomy thing would work if only they did anything for free. They should work hard just like men. Thank you very much. The last caller on the show for today.
Hello.
You're welcome.
It's okay. Good afternoon. I appreciate all your guests. I appreciate all whatever she has talking there. And I wish her to continue from where she stopped. Because I know that by the time she enter to, I want to ask her that in case if she want to continue, because we need many women into politics, more especially state and the National Assembly. Can she be vibrant as she is vibrant now to do more better and contribute to reduce something that is reducing democracy in our country? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, it's been an engaging conversation. You're parting short. We're pressed for time. We need to leave the studio.
There's a lot that prayers do. Definitely, everybody loses an election anyway. It's just an election, a post. It could be a divine redirection to another area. So I'm always going to be. And women work, balance these women, just, for the sake of being a woman. But it's harder to have a woman oppressed and suppressed when, whether they like it or not. So they'll just have to hands off the ones that are meant for their position. Chairman, I was engaging the community and I was working with the community through my foundation, which I intend to continue doing irrespective of where I go next. We still remain together. I have a deep love and appreciation for the people of the community of Uɪrᴅᴇ LCDA. And I don't think that's going anywhere.
Barrister Uɪrᴅᴜᴜ ᴇᴏ, the immediate past chairperson for Uɪrᴅᴜᴜ LCDA. Thank you for spending time with us on the show today. Next up is Mainland FM Global News, and by 6 o'clock, I would come back for Friday edition of Sports Cruise. There's so much to talk about on the show today. My name is O괜ᴜᴜ Akinde. Let's do this again next week, Monday, same time.